You want to know what's going on right here in the local Southern Oregon real estate market, not New York, LA, or Texas, right? It's local and current information that's most relevant to you and will help you make the best decisions about buying or selling in Southern Oregon. And that's exactly what you're going to get in this video right here. I just read an article about how the experts predict future mortgage rates, and their predictions were really compelling. I was actually surprised to see that they all agree on one thing about the future of mortgage rates, and I'm going to share that with you just in 1 second. Hey, I'm Brian Simmons with eXp Realty, and I'm a licensed real estate agent here in Southern Oregon, and I would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions or thoughts about the real estate market here in Southern Oregon, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down in the comment section below, or even reach out to me directly with a call or a text to 541-954-7758. Okay, now let's cut right to the chase. I'm going to tell you about what's going on here in the local Southern Oregon real estate market, and then we're going to talk about what those experts predict for the future of mortgage rates. Okay, so for Jackson and Josephine counties of Southern Oregon, we're looking at single-family residential homes. As of this morning, which is August 16th, we had 1,079 single-family residential homes on the market between the two counties, okay? And that's down a little bit from 1,087 the week before and a little over 1,100 the weeks prior to that. So pretty good trend of inventory starting to come down, and that's primarily because we've seen new listings slow down quite a bit, with only 99 this last week, the week ending the 15th. Okay, so we had 99 new listings hit the market, 103 price changes, which is down. We've seen that be in the 130s, and typically that was been about 12-13% of inventory, and at 103 price changes, it was only like 9.5% of inventory. So quite a bit of a reduction there. 29 homes did come back on the market. 98 went pending, 80 closed, and 43 were either expired, withdrawn, or canceled. And so what sticks out to me there, like I said, is that the price changes was a lot less than what we have seen just as a percentage of inventory. That's partially because inventory is coming down. But to see that be at 9.5% when we're used to seeing it closer to 13%, that's a pretty good drop. And I don't know if that's just a 1 week anomaly or what, but I'm kind of thinking maybe a lot of the people who were waiting to reduce their price, to try to get sold before the end of the year, I think they probably have dropped their price and made their big move, and that kind of happened over the last few weeks. So I think we'll still continue to see a good amount of price changes, but I don't think it'll be quite as much as we were seeing the prior 4 or 5 weeks. So that was one thing that jumped out to me. The other was the number of pendings coming down. So we saw pendings go down to about 9% of inventory, and at 98. And that wasn't, I guess that big of a thing because we were at 99 2 weeks ago. So not a huge deal there, but I was kind of thinking it would be nice to see that maintain up above 100. So not really a huge deal either way there. So those are really the only key data points that stick out to me. Closings was nice to see that rebound. It was 67 the week prior, and for it to be 80 last week, that was a nice rebound to see that bounce back up. But that's really the big, kind of key things that jumped out to me there. Everything looks good in terms of the market. Nothing, jumping out as being really crazy or surprising or anything like that. So that is kind of the snapshot of the most recent data of last week for Jackson and Josephine counties of Southern Oregon. And now I want to talk to you a little bit about that article I was talking about the experts, who are predicting the future of mortgage rates. And so I'm going to pull up this article here and share my screen in just 1 second. Okay, so this article came from AOL.com. I think it was by way of Fortune is what it looks like. And so anyways, what you can see is it was from August 13th, and they basically just are doing a roundtable with the different big companies who are discussing what their thoughts are on mortgage rates. And so as you can see, highest on record, mortgage rates just over 7.25 or just about 7.25%. And that's super high. That's the highest we've seen in a long time. And so they're kind of talking through that and then saying, what they think is going to happen as we go into the future. And so Fortune tracked down mortgage rate forecasts from the 9 leading research firms. Okay, and they have their little disclaimer here. However, it's important to acknowledge predicting future mortgage rates is challenging, and recent history has shown that the mortgage rate forecasters have struggled, and that is absolutely true. So if you watch, I've got a video that I'll try to find and link up here about what I did the same kind of thing last year, or maybe it was even a year and a half ago, and kind of recapped what some of them had said back then, and I think they were way off, to put it lightly. They were way off in what they predicted, most of them. Okay, and so take this all with a grain of salt. But what I think is interesting here is what they all agree on, which you'll kind of come to, you'll see as we go through it. But what we're looking at here is the Mortgage Bankers Association. They are projecting that the 30-year fixed rate mortgage will be an average of 5.9% in Q4 of 2023. Okay, and so Q4 is October, November, December of 2023, and so they're thinking that we are going to average 5.9% in Q4. If that's going to happen, we're going to need to see some significant drops in mortgage rates between now and then for it to average 5.9. So that means that we're going to need to get down there first and then either maintain it or get down lower than it, so that it all balances out throughout that Q4 like they're saying. And then they go on to say that they think we're going to see rates at 4.9% by Q4 of 2024. So definitely, looking at things in a very positive light there from the Mortgage Bankers Association. And they see us definitely coming down pretty significantly in the next year, a little over a year, okay? Maybe call it 5 quarters. They see us coming down quite a bit. And then you can see Morningstar, okay? Morningstar is projecting that the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage will be 6.25% in 2023, 5% in 2024, and 4% in 2025. And so I'm thinking they must be meaning the remainder of 2023 here in with that prediction is 6.25, which still, whatever. That's a full point lower than where we are right now, which is just over 7, almost 7.25 from what I'm seeing. So anyways, they're very optimistic that rates are going to be coming down in, between now and the end of the year, and then coming down even further in 2024 and down into 4% in 2025. Gosh, what an amazing scenario that would be if that came true. And then you've got Goldman Sachs. Okay, Goldman Sachs says 30-year fixed rate mortgage will be 6.4% by the end of 2023, and that they're expecting in 2024 to see an average of 5.9%. So again, very, very positive. They're seeing rates coming down substantially over the next year or so. All right. National Association of Realtors, in case any of them are watching and I mispronounced the word, they're predicting 6.4% before the end of 2023, and then 6% in 2024, right? So again, same trend here. They're definitely projecting everything to go down and to be looking really good in 2024. Morgan Stanley, they're projecting 30-year fixed rate mortgage will start 2024 at 6%. And that's one of the things that's a little confusing here with this is they don't have a uniform time frame, right? So when they're saying 2024, Morgan Stanley is projecting the future, or the beginning of 2024, whereas some of these other ones are projecting, based on the end of 2024. So whatever, it's all the same trend. And so I think that's really the key here to be focused on. So again, Morgan Stanley 6% in 2024. Moody's is saying they're projecting mortgage rates for 30-year fixed rate will average 6.5 through most of 2023, and then they're expecting to see 6% by the end of 2024 and 5.5 in 2025. So again, gosh, that would be fantastic if we saw that. Realtor.com, they're saying starting the 2024 with 6.1%. And again, to put that into perspective, that is a more than a full percentage point drop. And so that's substantial if that happens. That's to get even a 6% is great. If we can get below 6%, that will be very great for buyers for affordability. And then last but not least is Fannie Mae. And Fannie Mae is projecting that 30-year fixed rates will average 6.6% in Q4 of 2023. And then they're projecting that they're going to grind down to an average of 5.9 in Q4 of 2024. Okay, so that's a full year out. And they're saying they expect mortgage rates to average 6.1 in 2024. Okay. So the thing to know about that article where the experts predict future mortgage rates is that they are all in agreement that mortgage rates are coming down. Every single one of them, 9 for 9, rates are coming down. They're coming down quickly. They're coming down this year. They're coming down all of next year. That's what the prediction is across the board. If you were to chart it out, that's what it says. The other thing that I noticed is that if you look at the average, okay, the average of all of these people who talked about 2023, because not all of them did, but the ones that did, the average is 6.34%. Okay, that's almost a full point lower than where we are right now, is what they're projecting that we will end 2023 in. So if they're all right, we should see a very big slide down in rates from now to the end of the year, to the tune of a full percentage point ish. Okay. 2024, that average goes to 5.75. There's some that are saying 2024 we'll see 4.9%. There's some that are saying we'll see just above 6%. All in all, that averages out to 5.75. And then some of them gave a prediction on 2025. Those projections were an average of 4.75%. Okay. That's a long ways out. So it's hard to project something, a week from now, let alone a couple years from now. But the picture is rosy, right? They're painting this nice, pretty picture of where rates are going. And they're all, economists and these sorts of things that are looking at a lot better data than I'm looking at. And they're coming to the conclusion that this is where rates are heading. So what does that mean to you as a potential buyer or seller? Well, if you've been watching my videos for the last few weeks or months or whatever, you would know what I've been saying a lot, which has been I am really encouraging buyers to buy now, between now and the end of the year. I think if you can do it, if you're thinking about buying and you can buy between now and the end of the year, I think that is going to be a very, very wise move for you, because what's going to happen when these rates go down, like everybody is projecting here, they're all uniform projecting that rates are going to go down. If that happens and we end up in the spring of next year, there's going to be a lot more buyers around, competing for the same homes, okay? And there'll probably be a limited number of homes, because we're already seeing inventory come down, which it does every year around this time, okay? But if rates are down and inventory is down, that competition is just going to heat up, and that's going to push prices back up, right? So that's why I'm encouraging people to buy now, okay? Because if you buy now, you're going to pay a little bit more in your rate, but you can refinance next year or whatever if these rates come down like all these guys are projecting. So I think you're much better off, in my mind, if this all plays out how these guys are projecting or predicting that it will. You should see a big gain by buying now versus waiting and just refinancing, right? So that's my takeaway for a buyer, for a seller. It really doesn't make much of a difference either way. I think here with what we're talking about here, not really any groundbreaking data that's going to say you should do something one way or the other. If you had your pick and you wanted to get top dollar, I think you could probably do better maybe in the spring than trying to list it right now. But it's all very case by case. Like that's the key when you're selling. There's no real hard and fast rule for selling. It's just very much case by case in terms of what's the right move for you. So if that's something that you are thinking about doing, whether it be buying or selling, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to talk with you about that and help you figure out what is the best move for you given the specifics of your situation. So don't hesitate to reach out to me directly. Call me, text me, whatever's easiest for you. 541-954-7758 is my direct number. Or you can use the link in the description of this video, which you can use to set up a time for us to chat online. And we can meet face to face and have a conversation. So I'd be more than happy to do that with you to talk about your situation, buying or selling, and help you figure out the right move there. So thank you for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button and click the subscribe icon and share this video with anybody you know looking to buy or sell. So and also hit that little bell icon so that you make sure you are able to see this same video next week and all the other great ones that we have coming out. So thanks again for watching, and you have a good one. We'll see you on the next video.